Hey guys, Coach Keith Kepner here. We're going to do a fight study on Najee Lopez's last fight. I knew his father, may he rest in peace, and his older brother real well, who was also a pro fighter. They'd work a lot with, the older brother work a lot with one of my guys. Najee was a little bit too young to work with most of my guys at that time. He's sparred a couple of my dudes in his teenage years. But let's watch this amazing performance. If you haven't seen it already, let's watch it again. Good things to gain from all levels of boxers. All right, so Naji comes out. One thing, too, Naji has a lot of amateur experience, but he doesn't have an amateur style. He has a good universal style. He gets the center of the ring right away, starts establishing the jab right away with extension jabs that are not super powerful, but they still are a little snappy, and then he mixes in the snappy jab. It's like right here. Boom, snappy jab. And you notice, too, watch his feet. He slightly steps off to the side with that jab right there, and that gets him off the line. So sometimes jabs will just slide right past you when you do that. Najee's eyes are wide open. He's very close, very focused and watching. Look at that. The left hook and the lead uppercut. Watch that. Boom, bam. Wasn't super clean, but again, it's disruption. And what do most good fighters have in common? They have what's called an educated lead hand. Oh, and look at this great little controlled two-step back. Watch this. Sorry, it's one step, excuse me. Here, one step and slide. And that allows him to do what? It allows him to be in position to throw. Something I'm working with on someone right now is to slide back so you can throw versus hop back or bounce back because it limits your counter opportunities. Great again. The left hook, left uppercut, jab, jab. Those of you guys that are doing the 6-week boxing program with me right now, you know we're doing combos like this. And you build up this type of stuff in shadow boxing. Great jab, pull, jab. The jab is one of the greatest counters, if not the greatest counter. Boom, hop, boom. Doesn't mean it's going to be the one that knocks him out, but if you have a habit of countering with a jab, then that's going to set up the shots that are going to take people out. Changing levels a little bit. Ready for a little bit of head movement, but nothing is over the top with Najee. Everything's nice, controlled, tuned in, and focused. And that's what really impressed me with this fight with him. He was more focused in this fight, even more so than in his previous fights building up to this. Again, he's ready with that right hand to catch the jab. There's the two-step back right there. And that's where he's in position to counter at any point in that if Henderson were to continue the attack and if Najee wanted to choose to shoot. Again, controlled step back, feint, jab, split right through. Controlled step back again. And circle with the jab. So therefore, even if a jab goes out while Najee's jabbing, he's ready to catch it, but he's also circling sometimes with that jab. So therefore, it's not his head isn't even there in the sights to be hit. Notice sometimes it's not always a hard jab. Sometimes it's just an extension of the arm. Sometimes it's a feint. There was a jab to the body. Watching the whole time. Good left hook and left uppercut again. Didn't land super clean, but again, it's keeping Henderson busy and controlled. The good attempt there by Henderson to counter the jab for the body. Najee jabs for that body, left the back foot behind, so that then he could exit back and far enough out from that right hand. You only want to bring the back foot up with you if you plan to follow the shot up. But a jab to the body can be a dangerous punch to throw, and that's why it's important to sometimes have that insurance and be careful with it. All right. Great first round, very, the whole round won with the jab. And it's not a feel-out round. It's not this like we're going to play and touch and dance around. It's really, it's snapping. It's not going to war, but it's snapping with the jab. All right, Najee comes out, takes the center of the ring, and so does Henderson. Again, that Naji little kind of just extending the arm out, extending the arm out. See that? Halfway out, or sorry, all the way out, halfway back, all the way out, halfway back. Then the 1-2. Very sharp and composed. He's relaxed, but very, very alert. Oh, good with the left hook and the jab. Great combination right here. Hook, boom. Now, why was that great? Because he'd be like, man, Coach Keith, he missed the hook. You know, that's not great. Don't good fighters land punches all the time or whatever, right? You miss a hook, someone stops right there, and they expect you to stop, and then you smash them with the jab. Najee's head was offline, a little bit low, therefore didn't get hit with the jab right there. If it wasn't down low, he would have caught it. And then he smashes another one right here. Boom. Let's see the connection on that hand. Oh, look at that. Perfect placement of the jab. Don't get me wrong, it can be annoying to punch someone in the forehead. It can be annoying to punch somebody, you know, around the eye level and also in the nose. But to go straight for that jaw like that is really excellent, particularly as a pro fighter, but it's good to develop this at any level. And again, what was that? That was essentially a double jab. Oh, brilliant right there. So Naji, because you got to remember, whenever you're doing anything, you got to be watching for the counters. Shoots the jab, sees the counter coming. Right? Because think about this. The jab missed. And this is something, guys, this is something that I don't see enough people focus on. People at different levels focus on this, but I don't see enough people focus on this. Is when you've thrown a punch that is now missed, right? So you shot a punch for where your guy was, and now he's not there. You be damned if you don't expect a counter. Expect a counter. Good guys like Naji, and even below, way below his level, they know that when that punch is missed, when they miss a punch, they expect that counter coming. And he expects that counter coming from the feel of the miss. The jab is like a cane to a blind man, like Chuck Bodak would say. It tells you your range, tells you where they are. Also in this situation, it tells you if a counter is coming. You ain't got to even see it. He pulls for the counter, comes back with a left hook. Comes back at the left hook with the right hand. He doesn't stop right there. The 3-2. It's a powerful combination, guys. Boom. Doesn't land the 2 clean. That's okay. And the range that he has maintained so well, knowing his range versus Henderson's range, is good. He didn't fall in. He doesn't get hit by that hook. Beautiful work. Henderson goes back to the jab. Naji catches it. Beautiful job. Let's not forget that part. Boom. Look at that. It's so small, and that's where your casual boxing fan doesn't notice it. They all notice the head movement stuff, but right there. See that little catch? That little catch right there. So boom, hop, boom, boom. And Henderson tried to throw the hook and then the jab, and it was all defended. One by range, one by hand defense. Catching again, Najee is. Oh, beautiful. This is what I noticed, too, watching this, is watch Henderson's back of his head right here. Watch it. See that shake of the head? Again, the brain is getting jarred in the skull. It is not good. Good for Naji. Oh, beautiful. So right there again, so Naji has the control of range, steps back just a little bit, enough. Boom. Didn't get a clean right hand, but crossing over the jab. Good jab to the body by Henderson. And it's Naji's job to circle, feint. Because he's longer, so it's an easy job to do. He can be aggressive and still be circling. Good with the 3-2 and the 2 for the body. Someone's kind of shelling up like that, you know you got up the middle and you got around because the shell will come forward to stop jabs. When people do like this stuff to stop jabs, you got the hook coming around. Or you got split up the middle. Put your thumb up a little bit, you can slide it through real easily. Or if you just have that good timing, you can get it through. Also with the smaller gloves, it helps with the 10-ounce gloves and the way they're made with the pros. Oh, beautiful. So great example right there of Naji Stepping back a little bit, baiting. What's he doing with this? What's the purpose behind the step back? Step back. He's looking to draw him in. See that? See that? He's drawing him in, drawing him in, drawing him in. See that? Drawing him in, drawing him in, drawing him. And then waiting for the right opportunity. There it is. The jab by Henderson. Henderson isn't watching. Granted, Najee's jab is out there keeping him a little occupied. And that's where Najee brings his head offline with his right hand. Bam, and smashes it over the top. And then makes space again. Finishes with the jab. Now notice the finishing with the jab. Shoots the right hand. Puts out his left arm, which is called finishing with a jab. Then he does it again right there, and that intercepts. Now, some dumb boxing people will say, oh, man, look, he's using that left hand to block. No, he put out that left to throw the punch, but it ended up doing another job. Sometimes your arms go out. Don't be wrong. People do put out arms and things like that. I list plenty of fighters that do it. But so often people will misattribute putting out a jab for using it to block, where it just all of a sudden got employed in a different fashion as it got extended. Arm punches can serve as defense. So there he's messing with the left arm, keeping Henderson busy, occupied, thinking. Remember, he just caught him clean a second ago. And there Henderson tries to go for that same counter again. Both these guys are trying to score rights over the jab. Now, again, same like we talked about before. Najee experiences the miss. He feels the rug pulled out from under him. Right there. And he knows, because of that, the counter is coming. In that little instance, a moment, you can see the body moving. You read that as you get better as a fighter. If you can't do that already, you'll read those little subtle body movements and patterns, and you'll pick up on it right in that instant, in that split second. Thinking about it's too long. You build up the reaction in the eyes. Najee back to catching and jabbing. Changing up the jab. Keeping perfect range. So therefore, Henderson only has a jab at this point. Feints. And again, do not underestimate the power of feints. Feints, even though you don't see some fancy Canelo raise out the right arm and throw a left uppercut, spectacular looking feint, they play a great role, and they're playing a great role in this fight. They play a great role in many, many fights. More fights than you realize. Most fights. Again, Najee keeping range control. Jabbing. Chin's coming up just a touch. See, he's focused, man. Love the focus. Disciplined mind. So many people don't realize that with boxing. You lose focus for an instance. It just takes an instance for you to get hit by a shot and taken out. It's not a game that you can lose lapses or have lapses in attention. You really can't. So we see Najee go back to the circle. He circled with the left hook. Let's see that real quick. So he's doing little circles off the side. Here, left hook, spun with the left hook. Got him offline. Popped a beautiful jab once he was offline. Jab down for the body. He's ready to step out again away from any type of counters that were there. Comes back with a jab again. Again, disciplined jab. There was an example perfect of when you jab off to the side as a medium-sized person or a taller person, typically, or even a short person sometimes, that the other person's jab goes out. Look at that. Boom. He's shooting for where Najee was, but Najee's not there anymore, and Najee's still jabbing. Beautiful work. Learn to circle with that jab and keep your feet positioned like he is doing is so important. Nice slip in the hook, jab. Again, how much does he focus on the jab? A lot. You do the same thing, you will have better results. You just have to be smart with knowing what the counters to the jab are and getting the feel and the read on when the counters are coming from the jab, but also being defensively responsible. Maintaining range, not smothering your jab too much, which is actually what Henderson did which is what led for that right hand to hit him so easily. There, Najee puts out the jab again, but it ends up acting as interference because now it's a stick out there in the way. See that? That's disruption. Telling you your range as well. Right hand stepping in. Ooh, tried that combo again. Good basic 1-2. Didn't land super clean, but it did part of its job, which is control the action. Good jab for the body. He slipped as he did the jab for the body. Again, nothing is overdone by him in this fight. Good. Jab high, jab low. Very sharp and experienced boxer. Ready for the counter. See that? That's what you got to notice. He's here. He's here. Pulled back a little bit. You see that? He was watching for the counter. Because he closed his eyes on that. It's okay. You can't blame him. No one's perfect. A little eye close on that jab. Sometimes people do it. But see how the head pulled back? Because Henderson started to go into a position that looked like he was going to throw a right hand. And he was looking for that. Read it. Pulled back a little bit. Didn't want to make himself available for it. Great example right there of here pulls back. Let's watch that. So he's here. Pull back. Eyes are slight blink, but eyes are trying to stay open. And then slip. Oh, he got slightly touched by that shot on the side of the face, but he's trying to pull that head offline. And then he blocks and comes back with his own jab. But again, you could say he's getting a little too fancy. Stick more to the basics, right? And again, good job by both guys not having very telegraphed jabs either. You got to see there's really no load up on the jab. It's just shooting straight out from the position. Nice. Again, Henderson just has a little bit of a lapse of his ability to stop the jab. Right there. He got hit by that one jab, and then he gets hit by the double. Boom, boom, boom. And again, that jab, it's going to cloudy up your eyes. It's going to rattle your brain a little bit. Not enough to knock you out most of the time. But still, all those little micro traumas cause an effect. Ooh, good there by Henderson. There, Henderson did that lean over, came over with the right hand as Najee was shooting his right hand. So that was an instance where I bet you, in a sense, that Najee shot that shot, was ready to throw a right hand, and therefore didn't see that shot come, hit him high on the head. So it didn't result, depending on how it was thrown and everything else, as much as what it could have done. Now let's go to the next round. Again, Najee comes out quick, takes the center of the ring, putting out that jab again. It's not always a super hard jab. A lot of times it's a hard jab, but a lot of times just putting the hand out there smartly. Circles. Focused. Eyes are open, watching. Ready to react to the counters. Feint the jab to the body 2, then he tried the 1-2. Step into the right side a little bit this time. Shooting the jab from down low, that's okay. That's good. Catching with the backhand, goes back up to the hands up. Again, beautiful slight circles, making Henderson readjust. Right now, Henderson had to readjust before that attack. Najee tried to lead uppercut in the middle of it. Jab. Nice. Tried to get the 2, ended up hitting the shoulder. Henderson rolled it. Najee again keeping good range. Makes Henderson's attempt at counters harder. Good jab again by Najee. Good defense. Again, very poised and controlled. Lead right hand. Wasn't a powerful shot, just a quick pop. Keep Henderson thinking. Pushes him back a little bit. Works the body a little bit. Got hit with the right hand over the top of the left shoulder. That's where trying to frame too much like this, I'm just not a huge fan of it, because against good enough fighters, they can. Because you could argue, oh, he lost the frame before that. Not quite. Here, boom, right over the top. If he hides behind the shoulder a little bit more like traditional style, it would have been a little bit better in that position. But yeah, we got to love that left hook to the body. A little low on it. Back up with the jab up top. Once you hit that body, come back up top. Slid the right hand over. Najee's controlling a little bit with the left arm, keeping him a little bit busy. Good utilization of his hands for defense. Blocking. Tried the hook high and then the hook low. Great combination. Try to set up the liver shot. So a little bit of inside fighting there. Back to discipline, range, and reach. How many jabs was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jabs. Beautiful. The Henderson's one that he catches perfectly. Henderson got that one through. Good work, Henderson. Najee, a little bit of head movement. Keep his head offline. Oh, good combo right there. So here, that jab. Very quick jab. No seeming load up I can see on that one here. Boom. Yep. Right out, very quick. Snaps, controls the head, pops the head up of Henderson. Then he shells up. Tries to ride with that punch. Doesn't get the right hand, but that's okay. Because combos set up other punches. One punch sets up the other one. Good left hook to the body. Could have got a slight more bend of the wrist. But still, great job going down for that liver. And he's ready for the left hook counter off of that, which is probably the most common shot to come off of left hook for the body. Pull from the right hand. Slid out. $10 seconds left in this round right now. Again, utilization of the jab. Walking him down a little bit because he's landing some shots on him. Good body work. His head got popped a little bit by that jab. Very nice work. All right, now let's go. If I remember correctly, this is the last round. Yep, high-low with the left hook. Back to the jab. The combo here, 1, 2, hook for the body. Again, Najee takes that center of the ring. First to punch. Very important at all levels to be keeping someone occupied with your jab. And again, a few types of jabs. A little bit of not quite a post, but almost a post. 1, 2. Oh, wow. Here. Bam. Keeping him busy with the left arm. And that makes people forget about the right hand. And disguises the right hand. Flipping it up from the waist is Najee. Stepping off to the right side, a little bit of left side. I love that little reset like that here. Off of over here. You see how what Henderson did here? Henderson had to readjust over here. Readjust over here. Try to get the counter. Najee kept the range and the distance and the reflexes. Oh, beautiful. It's right there. Henderson comes in. Let's play it here. Right there. Henderson comes in with double jab. You see he's not looking. He's not looking at what is coming at him. And that is why there's no reaction to this. This is what you call a right cross. That is set up because Najee does he even do a step back? Nah, he does maybe a slight step back of the lead foot or rear foot a little bit there. As Henderson comes in, not watching. You got to be watching as you're jabbing. Cracked by a beautiful right cross over the top of the jab as Najee brings his head off line. So even if a right hand was coming at the same time, he wouldn't get hit by it. that hurt Henderson, froze him up right there. You saw a little stagger. That little read is enough for you to know as a fighter that someone's hurt. Then comes with the hook, wrapped around the guard because he knows he's going to earmuff, tries to lead uppercut up the middle because oftentimes that will be there. Looks like a grazing right hand, but it rocks him. Then hooks around, boom, 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 boom. That hits. Beautiful. Let's watch that sequence again. So here, bam, right cross, left hook, left uppercut, right hook, grazed him, hurt him here, and then doubled up on that left hook, got the second left hook. A little bit of resistance from Henderson, but it was all she wrote. And, Najee, very respectful young guy, and it's another reason why I like him. Their father did a great job raising them and coaching them. All right, so let's watch the whole setup here. So that was one thing as well. So this is after the guy's hurt. Watch how Najee looks down, looks up, boom, boom. That one, it wasn't a grazing shot. That hit the temple hard. Hurt his equilibrium. So here, boom, missed, boom. So think about how that hook kind of landed, miss, and good land. How often do you throw one punch and not quite land it, like that left hook, and then be like, why am I not getting some of these knockdowns and stuff like that and knockouts? Hey, dude, put three together. Put three together. It might be the third one that does it. You throw two punches, and you almost land one or halfway land one and then miss the next one, you stop. Come back with the third one like you see Lopez do here, and bam. That hurts the guy. And then, maybe you get that far. But then you go there, you throw that first shot, didn't really land. Throw the next shot, that got through beautifully. But then maybe you stop right there. Why didn't the dude go down? Oh, you come back with another one. And then the hook missed that one. That's the one that did the job. See that? And he was ready to keep going and going until the ref decided to stop it. So miss that hook, gets the aim right on that one. And you see on that hook, it could have been even, just to be a perfectionist. See the connection point on that? It still hurts to get hit like that. A lot. But man, a little more bend to the wrist and the knuckle connection on that, it might have been just lights out. Anyway, great job by Naji. It was from this last weekend. Super proud of him. I know his father's looking down on him. So proud. Both of his sons. Both of his sons are great guys. And it's great to see him doing what he's doing. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this fight study. And let me know what your thoughts are. And watch out for the next one.